welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about why you might be struggling with losing weight or why you might be overweight. If you've ever asked yourself the question, I don't understand why I'm overweight or why I can't lose weight or why I'm obese, I can't understand why I am the way I am when I don't even eat that much. Comment down below the emoji of your hand sticking up. Hand up in the air if you've ever said that, and I'll put my hand up because I used to say that all the time. That was my line. I've done every single thing and I've seen other people do these things, so there's no shame here. Knowledge is power, and I just want to share some of this knowledge so that hopefully, you know, you can identify where you might be going wrong so you can lose weight yourself. If you don't know me already and this is the first video you're watching of mine, hello, my name is Louise. I used to be morbidly obese. I weighed 269 pounds and I went on a weight loss journey and I lost 120 pounds, and I've been maintaining and building muscle. I share my journey on here on YouTube, and I just like to share what I've learned to hopefully help others who are in the same predicament that I was in, or on their own weight loss journey, or anyone that's just interested in it. Just make it for everyone basically. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and click the bell button and become part of the family here on YouTube. Grab a cup of coffee. We love to have a coffee while we have these sit down videos, or to be honest, I've just been addicted to coffee forever. If you're wondering what I have in my coffee, I have coffee unsweetened down with milk, obviously hot water, and I add a dash of the Skinny Food Co. salted caramel barista is in there today, syrup, and that syrup sweetens my coffee. It tastes amazing, it's 0 calories, and speaking of Skinny Food Co. is actually the sponsor of today's video, so let me tell you about Skinny Food Co. If you don't know who Skinny Food Co. are by now, if you've not watched any of my other videos, because if you have watched my videos, you know who Skinny Food Co. are. They are a lower calorie alternative to the food you love. It just helps make weight loss easier. They've taken all of your favourite higher calorie favourite foods and snacks, and they've found a way to make them lower calorie, lower sugar alternatives so that you can still enjoy the food that you love without going over your calories and without gaining weight. It makes weight loss so much easier. They aren't just focused on lower calorie options, they also have vegan friendly options, gluten free, fat free, diabetic friendly. No matter what your preferences for food or your dietary needs, they will have something on there for you. They have alternatives to coffee syrups, barista syrups that you can add in your teas and coffees or your hot drinks. You can even add them in recipes. They are 0 calories, and they were the first product that I ever found at Skinny Food Co, and I've been addicted ever since. They also do loads of like chocolate spread alternatives, low sugar chocolate spread alternatives. They do an alternative jam that is low sugar and is only 7 calories per serving, and it is amazing. I'm addicted to the jam. They have lower calorie alternatives to chocolates. They have loads of chocolate snacks like the Chocoholic Drops, chocolate malts. They have high protein chocolate bars, Duro bars that are low sugar. They literally have everything. Anything you want. They've got savoury options. They've got syrups. So if you make the lower calorie swaps to the syrup, so instead of honey, have their vegan honey, you're literally saving hundreds of calories, and it just makes weight loss so much easier. They have lower calorie sauces, so just swap your sauces out. So your mayonnaise, swap that for the Skinny Food Co. mayonnaise. You're saving hundreds of calories. Skinny Food Co. literally made my weight loss journey so much easier. When I discovered them, I was shook. I was shook. If you watched any of my What I Eat in a Day videos, even before I ever became a Skinny Food Co. ambassador, I was using Skinny Food Co. daily throughout like my weight loss, and I still use it now even through maintenance. If you ever want to see how I incorporate Skinny Food Co. into my daily life, into my daily diet, go to my What I Eat in a Day videos, and like literally you'll see me using it throughout my day and how I incorporate it into my diet and how it just helps me not only lose the weight but keep the weight off at the same time, because I enjoy what I eat, and I think that's one of the most important things when you are losing weight. If you can find a lower calorie way, lower calorie swaps, it just makes life so much easier. So that's why I love Skinny Food Co. I do have a code Louise20 for you guys, so if you would like to order from Skinny Food Co, I'll leave their link in the description down below. I highly recommend checking out their website, seeing what kind of foods that will help you and what you would like. I'm 100% recommend them. If you use the code Louise20, you'll get saved 20% on your next order. Thank you so much to Skinny Food Co. for sponsoring today's video. If you are like very overweight or even obese, you have definitely over-consumed your calories. No matter what you think, if you think you haven't eaten a lot, you have, because it's just the laws of thermodynamics. You have to be in an energy surplus, eating more calories than your body burns to get to that. So I'd just like to do a quick disclaimer. I am not including or talking about the minority of people who might have a medical condition that causes weight gain and might make weight loss a lot harder. I always get at least one comment of someone saying about a medical condition that causes weight gain or makes weight loss like harder and stuff like that. And I just want to put it out there, if you know you've got a medical condition that makes your weight loss hard or makes you gain weight, then I'm not applying this to you, but they are in the minority of people. I'm addressing more of the majority of people who just don't feel like they're overeating. They just don't see where they're going wrong. They don't understand, and they know they don't have a medical condition. So if you know you've got a medical condition, maybe skip this video because it might not be for you. And if you feel like you've tried everything that I'm about to talk about and it doesn't apply to you, and you still are struggling with weight gain and you genuinely feel like you might have a medical condition, I am not a doctor, okay? Go and see your doctor, get that checked out, because that could be serious, right? So I just want to put that out there from the get-go, right? I don't want any angry comments saying I've forgotten about your medical condition, because I ain't a doctor. I don't know about all of these medical conditions. I'm just a girl that lost weight and is sharing my weight loss advice, my unsolicited weight loss advice, and the things that I've learned. So hopefully hope other people lose weight and keep it off as well. So the first reason why you are probably struggling with losing weight or gaining weight is because you are overeating on high calorie dense foods. And by this I mean foods that you only get a small amount for the amount of calories. But if you don't understand the calorie content of your food and you're eating, I don't know, a bowl of pasta, a bowl of cheesy pasta, even a small bowl of cheesy pasta, I guarantee if you do not like count calories or have any awareness on the nutritional calorie content of food, you will be surprised at how many calories are in a small bowl of cheesy pasta. It might taste amazing, but just a small bowl of cheesy pasta, you're looking at a good few hundred calories, right? You could even be going up to a couple thousand calories. I've been to some restaurants, and you have a look at the menu and it's like a bowl of cheesy pasta and it's like, oh god, coming up to 1,000 calories, and if you don't even look at that stuff, you'll be surprised, and it's very easy to overeat. Little things like chocolate bars here and there. Like, I used to literally be this type of person where I wouldn't even eat breakfast, I wouldn't really eat lunch, but I would go to the shop and I'd pick up a couple of chocolate bars and I'd eat on the go. Just eat very high calorie, low volume foods. It doesn't take up a lot of room in your stomach. Looking at quite a lot of calories for a small amount of foods. Another way you might be actually overeating your calories without realizing is you might be trying to eat healthy, and by doing so you're eating higher calorie dense foods, like I spoke about. A lot of people do this. I literally have so many people in my life that are like, okay, I'm trying to be healthy now, and I just see them start getting out a bag of nuts and they just eat nuts, and I'm like, yeah, I'm snacking on nuts, it's healthy. And it's like, yeah, it's healthy. Nuts are healthy, don't get me wrong, they're filled with so many healthy fats, but they also are very high calorie. It's actually depressing how many calories are in a small amount of nuts. Like, you just get like a tiny amount, you're looking at a couple of hundred calories. And if you're eating a whole bag of nuts, I'm telling you, pistachios are my favorite nuts, but I haven't had them in years because I just feel like they are such a waste of calories. Unless you are weighing them out and getting out a small portion and accounting for the calories, don't just grab a bag of nuts and eat a bag of nuts, or peanut butter, or even avocado. They are more high calorie. They are very healthy for you, but if you're not weighing them out and accounting for them calories, they are so easy to overeat on. So you could switch to like these foods and start eating more of them, but you could be overeating on your calories. And adding oils to your cooking, just freeing it, just pulling out some olive oil, putting olive oil in your salads. Your salad could be like 300 calories, and then you've just chucked like more calories, like 500 calories worth of olive oil on your salad. Depressing, don't do that. Or even when you're cooking, just add in oil. Look at the calorie content of your oil, guys. I'm telling you, it's shocking. You can make the alternative to a 1 calorie spray. Skinny Food Co do their own 1 calorie spray as well. Literally just spray. You add in like 5 calories. You're saving a couple hundred calories just by switching the oil. Also, another way you might be over consuming your calories is by drinking your calories. You'll be surprised at how many calories are in a can of Coke compared to a Pepsi Max, right? You'd be surprised at how many calories that coffee is, or that latte, or that cappuccino, or the hot chocolate that you're drinking, especially if you're having quite a lot. A lot of people will not eat a lot of food during the day, say when they're at work, and they will keep having coffees. They'll go down to the cafe at work and get like a latte, a cappuccino, not knowing that there's like 300-400 calories in that hot chocolate or that mocha or something like that. Like, they don't realize that that could be a whole meal. So they will sit there and think, oh, I haven't actually eaten anything all day, where they've actually had like 1,500 calories of coffee or latte. It's actually mad. Like, look at the calorie content. Look at the calorie content and you will be surprised, right? And even on the other side, like where I've seen so many people who are trying to be healthy, they're trying to make healthier choices, and they will go for a big bottle of a smoothie or orange juice, like pure orange juice or pure apple juice, and they're like, yeah, well, I'm getting in my vitamins and it's healthy. And yeah, it's healthy, I guess, healthier than having a Coke because you're getting the vitamins, but you're also getting so much sugar and no fiber. It's not going to keep you satiated. You're drinking so many calories by doing that. It's actually crazy. Even the same where people just are adding protein shakes in without changing their diet and eating less calories and without counting their calories. So they will drink loads of protein shakes, but all you're doing is just adding a couple of extra 100 calories onto you're actually over consuming more by just adding those in and carrying on eating the same. I used to be so confused when I was massively overweight because I was like, I don't understand, because I eat the same as everyone else. I eat the same as my friend and my partner. Why am I the one who's fat? It's not fair. And I didn't, and you might be thinking the same. If you've ever thought the same, please let me know, because I'm pretty sure this must be so common where we think that because when we're with people, they're eating this, they're ordering the same meal as us, or they're eating with us or whatever, that, well, that's not fair because why am I fat and they're not? Without actually taking into consideration their activity levels. Using myself as an example, I used to sit down a lot, and also they had a very active job compared to me. So both of them were active on their feet all day working in retail basically, and they got so many steps. Ashley would walk to come to my house. She would do so much activity that I'd never thought was like a factor. Like that didn't come into consideration for me. So even if she was eating exactly the same amount of food as me, her calorie expenditure was a lot more than mine. So I was over consuming my calories, whereas she wasn't. And also another thing I didn't take into consideration is just because they're eating the same when they're with me doesn't mean that when they're not with me, they're eating the same. They might eat like, I don't know, a McDonald's, for example, and even get the same meal as me, but in the morning they might not have had anything, or afterwards they might not have had anything, or they would have had a lot less. Like they were able to moderate their intake, if that makes sense. So like if they're not that hungry, eat less. Whereas for me, I would be eating lots of chocolates, lots of like just random bits of food, and be picking at food and like eating more later on, whereas they wouldn't. Like they would go home and like Ashley would go home and just probably not be that hungry, so not want to eat more. And another thing that I noticed was everyone has a different, like, you know, you have like the skinny friend or like skinny sister. I'm going to use my sister as an example. She was always very skinny, very slim. I was very jealous of her, and she would always say, I eat loads of food and I just can't put on weight. And we would be confused, like, why aren't you gaining any weight? Like, when you eat the same as me, and look at me and look at you. Whereas when I actually saw what her a lot of food is compared to my a lot of food, it was completely different. Completely different. Everyone has a different perspective of what a lot of food is. For her, a lot of food was like a small portion for me, and I'm not even joking. Like I was like, what? And when she actually came over and saw my portion of food, she was like, what? You can eat that? And I was like, what? Is this a big portion? Like it's skewed, like you don't realise. So when you hear someone say, I eat loads of food, I eat this and this and this, a lot of the time when it's a slimmer person, they are over-exaggerating the food. I've noticed slimmer, skinnier people over-exaggerate how much they eat. And this might be a bit of a stereotype, or it's just from what I've seen, my perspective, so don't be offended. They over-exaggerate on what they eat, and bigger people, I would say us bigger people, I know I'm not bigger anymore, but I feel like I'm still a big girl at heart, right? But we under-report how much we eat a lot. Like, it's almost like in a way, we don't realise how much we're eating, and at the other time is like, you have that little bit of shame, so you kind of just downplay a little bit. So if you've picked up food here and there, and this is another thing that will cause you to be overeating, is like just picking at the cupboards, picking at your kids' food, and like eating on the go. Like you don't really register it as you eating. It's almost like secret eating. Like you'll go in the kitchen. What I used to do all the time is go in the kitchen and I'll just open the cupboards and pick at things. And I would never, when I would think back, oh, what have I eaten today? I wouldn't even consider that me eating, but you are. Like that's calories. No matter whether you're sat down eating a meal with people and people are seeing it, or whether you're eating in secret, your body knows. Them calories add up. I can't even remember where I was going with it, but yeah. And another thing is overeating on the weekends. So you could be not eating that much throughout the week and then be just going crazy on the weekends, eating lots of food on the weekends, or even just one day. or even in the evening. You could be like holding back on your food and then overeat in one sitting. You can go over your calories in one meal. It's not hard. It really isn't, depending on the type of food you're eating, especially if it's like a takeaway, high calorie dense foods, a pizza. You'll be surprised you can overconsume your calories in one sitting. And if you've been in a calorie deficit all week, but you have a massive binge on the weekend where you eat loads of food, you could have undone all of that hard work throughout the week and not be losing weight. Right, now we've identified that, we can actually make these changes I'm gonna list off and tell you guys so that we can actually lose weight, right? So the first one is to weigh and track your food. Right, knowledge is power, and I'm telling you right now, this is the first place to start. If you don't track your food already, you're not weighing out your food, you're not looking at the portion sizes that are recommended on the packet, if you're not looking at the labels, that's where you need to start. That's where you're going to actually realise how much you're actually eating. So just open your eyes to how much you actually eat. Start weighing out your food. Try eat normal, right? This is the first thing I want you to do. If you're literally like, no, I don't eat that much calories, weigh out your food and track them. And if you feel like weighing out your food and tracking, use MyFitnessPal. If you don't know how to use MyFitnessPal, I'll leave a link in the description down below where I literally go through a whole tutorial showing you how to use MyFitnessPal. So there's no excuses, alright? You can do it. Watch that video. I go very in depth and tell you guys how to use MyFitnessPal. But if you feel like weighing and tracking your food will make you subconsciously undereat, because that can happen, especially if you're prone to picking up food in the cupboards and stuff like that, when you actually have to track it, you're a lot less likely to pick up food. I have noticed that so much with myself, even after losing the weight. So if you feel like that is the case, try your best to accurately just write it down on your phone without tracking the calories, and then at the end of the day, input it all into your phone. But definitely do weigh out the food, because just eyeballing the food, you can be off so by so much. And then at the end of the week, look at how much you're having on a day-to-day basis, work out the average and just see how much calories you're eating. And then for reference, you can go onto tdecalculator.net. I'll leave the link in the description down below as well, where you put in all your information, your weight, your height, your activity level. Make sure you are actually very realistic with your activity level. If you are pretty sedentary, make sure you put sedentary. Check that and then have a look at what it suggests your maintenance calories is and just compare. Maybe that will be the eye-opener that you need to see that you're over-consuming your calories, and just understand that the calculator is an estimate. It's not 100%, it will be off. It's literally a guess, but it just gives you a good idea basically of where like your calories should roughly be. It doesn't even have to be a massive surplus of calories that you have to be eating every single day to have got to the point of where you are now. It is literally years and years. You could be in 100 calorie surplus every single day over years and years and years, even 50, any amount of surplus, it all adds up. So like you've probably gained the weight over a long period of time, over years and years. So you could literally have been in a very small surplus over years and got to the point where you are right now. It doesn't have to be massive binges of loads and loads of calories every single day. Of course, if you've gained a lot of weight in a very short period of time, then you probably have overeaten by a lot. But it can just have been that you have overeaten very small amounts over a long period of time, and it all adds up literally. But the good news about that is that if you eat even a small deficit over a long period of time, that also all adds up and you can lose the weight. Realize that it took you a very long time to gain the weight and get to the point where you're at now, and it will take a long time to lose the weight. You're not going to lose it by next month. And to lose weight, all you need to do is take those calories that you're eating now and cut it by 250 to 500 calories. 500 calorie deficit every single day will lead to roughly 1 pound weight loss a week, and you don't necessarily have to do a massive like a 500 calorie deficit. The smaller the deficit, the slower you'll lose the weight, but the easier it will be to maintain and keep the weight off. Make sure you're weighing and tracking your calories so that you can basically stick to that deficit. It just makes it so much easier. And track your weight and you will see that you're losing weight. If you lose too much weight, increase the calories a little bit, or if you aren't losing weight after a few weeks, then move the calories down a little bit more and literally work from there. It's as simple as that. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's simple. Simple, just track the calories, weigh and track your food. Try and be more active. What I find has massively helped me is by getting a Fitbit. You don't have to get a Fitbit. You can get any step tracker. It doesn't really matter. You can even use a step tracker on your phone. Most phones have step trackers now, where it will just help keep you accountable for how active you are. Like, sometimes it's actually crazy. If I've been in the house, even if I've been not sat down and I've been busy cleaning and stuff, I don't get that much steps. So it encourages me and motivates me to get out and go for a walk. When you know that you want to hit a certain step goal by the end of the day, then it just motivates you to want to move more. It helps you stay a lot more active. So I definitely recommend to try and be a lot more active. Try and get your steps in. You don't have to do any crazy workout program or anything. I have made loads of walking videos. If you would like to see any walking videos, how many steps you need to do and all this kind of stuff, they're on my channel as well. Just type in walking and you'll probably see some. Couple videos, tips on how to get more steps and increase your activity through your steps and stuff. So I do have videos of that as well. I will try and link them down below if I remember. So other things that you can do is to fill up on low calorie dense foods. Low calorie high volume foods are foods such as fruits, vegetables, spinach, egg whites, chicken breast. Those kind of foods, they are high volume. They basically will fill up your stomach and keep you full. So it will send signals to your brain that your stomach is stretched out and full, and it will help you feel full so that you're not feeling hungry when you're losing weight. If you're eating high calorie dense foods that you're only eating a small amount, you're going to feel hungry and it's just going to make losing weight a lot harder. So making sure that you are eating fruits and veg with every single meal, that's what I like to do. I just have a kind of thing with myself, is that I try to have either fruit or veg with every single meal, and it just helps to keep me full. The same with protein. Try and prioritize your protein. Try to eat protein, which is basically like egg whites, chicken, fat-free Greek yogurt, all of that kind of stuff. Try and have that with every single meal as well. It just will help keep you full and satiated, because protein is like very satiating, and it also helps you to maintain your muscle whilst you're losing weight, which will help keep your metabolism up, which we obviously want. Make lower calorie food swaps. I do have a video going through the lower calorie food swaps. I will link that down below as well if I remember. I've got a lot of videos to link down below. But try to make lower calorie food swaps, like the Skinny Food Co swaps, like swapping your favourite chocolates for their lower calorie chocolates, your lower calorie chocolate spreads, your jams, all of those lower calorie food swaps. All of those kind of food swaps will massively help you get into a calorie deficit. Sometimes even just changing one or two things in your diet, making one or two lower calorie food swaps is all you need to start losing weight. So I highly recommend to try that out, and also to cut out or at least minimise your liquid calories. Try not to drink so many of your calories. If you like to go and get a coffee at work, what I like to do is I like to have a black coffee. I like to order a black Americano. I use the Skinny Food Co mocha creamer, which is 0 calories or virtually 0 calories, only 1 or 2 calories per serving. I take it out with me and I use that, and I use the Skinny Food Co barista syrup, which is also 0 calories, to sweeten it up, and I get a delicious mocha for like literally under 10 calories or something. It makes such a big difference. Instead of drinking smoothies, eat your fruit and have a juice, a sugar-free juice like Vimto or water or a Diet Coke. Get your vitamins from food, and save the drinks. A special occasion, I'll say, once in a while, get yourself like the drink that if you really want it, but just try to minimize it and cut down on it, and that will save you hundreds of calories. It will make weight loss so much easier. And then the last thing that you can do, which I think everyone should do unless you're already drinking enough, is to drink more water or more fluids. It doesn't necessarily have to be plain water. I like to add no added sugar Vimto. Vimto is my fave drink. They are literally, as long as it's like no added sugar, they're a lot less in calories. Obviously, you can get the squash. A Vimto, by the way, if you don't know what it is basically like a squash. You just put a little bit in a cup and you fill it with water, basically. And it's got some calories in there, but if you're going for the no added sugar squashes, they tend to be a lot less calories than the full sugar versions, obviously, because they cut out the sugar. Just try to make sure that you're drinking enough water, because sometimes we feel hungry when we actually just need some water. We need some hydration. So drinking enough water will just help fill up your stomach and hydrate you. Everyone could do with a lot of water, unless you do drink too much, because you can drink too much water, which I did notice when I was losing weight. I was drinking lots and lots of water, and I ended up nearly getting water intoxication, which is a thing. But I think for the majority of people, they don't drink enough water. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hopefully that helped you, and hopefully you were able to identify where you might be going wrong and what you can do about it. And if you did find this video helpful or you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like and comment down below a apple, because we should all eat an apple a day to keep the doctor away. Thank you so much to Skinny Food Co for sponsoring today's video. Guys, don't forget to use my code Louise20 for your orders to save 20%, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, bye.